Brendan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
What brings you to Summit 2017?
Well, the World Future Energy Summit is probably the biggest energy event in the region. It's the one that I know that all my clients will be going to. So the main reason for coming here, I guess, is two for me. One is to network and catch up with the clients and the contacts in the industry that we have, and then the second is to hear what's going on. There's a range of interesting topics, and it's always a good way to learn a bit more about the cutting edge of the industry.
You were responsible for assessing 40 gigawatts within the region. What was the outcome of that research?
And it's changed very quickly in the last 2 years. I think if we talked 2-3 years ago, we would have been maybe lukewarm on solar, but particularly at the moment, and the work we've done in the last 6 months has said that solar represents a huge opportunity for the region to move to renewables and to move into a low carbon direction. But also, solar now at the prices that we're seeing is a chance for there to be real cost savings for consumers.
What is the main thrust of Poyrys' work within this region?
We live to serve our clients, so we try and improve our clients' businesses, and by doing that, we hope to improve. Our clients are serving end consumers, so we hope to. Energy is a big part of the economy here, so we hope to, ultimately, improve security of supply of energy and reduce the cost by helping businesses work better in the region.
Is there a typical issue or a problem that they come to you with that they want you to solve?
A good one would be, so everyone talks about solar, and solar is, the headlines are amazing, but the problem now is how the system has to change to accommodate solar. That'd be a very common question for us. Is if we're going to have a lot of solar, how is the system going to change? There's broadly 4 ways you can integrate solar into your system. You can interconnect and operate the system on a larger scale. You can have greater consumer participation, so people using more energy when it's sunny and using less when it's dark. And a big topic, the one I was speaking on this morning, is storage. So energy storage represents a great way to manage the intermittency of solar energy.
Because the grid doesn't really like solar, it doesn't quite work out.
I'd say at the current levels the grid likes it, because actually solar generates when the demand is high. But as you add more and more solar, the pattern of flows on the network get more driven by the solar itself rather than the pattern of consumption. So when you get to quite high levels, this is when you have to start really having big integration issues.
So are you looking at energy storage as peak shaving or as a buffer?
I think there's a range of applications. So peak shaving is one. Managing kind of what we call trips on the system, so managing generators leaving the system at short notice, so frequency response is another. Off-grid solutions, so there's parts of the MENA region are still not on the electricity network. There's some very rural areas in Oman, for example, and elsewhere in the region that battery and solar solutions are an alternative to running a line hundreds of kilometers into the desert to connect these towns.
So presumably there are some unique challenges with energy storage within this region because of the heat, batteries don't like heat and so on and so forth. How are you finding a way of navigating through those issues?
Yeah, so I think we would advise clients to try and put those risks back on the suppliers that are giving them those products to make sure that they are managing those risks properly. I think there's people talk about lithium-ion batteries, but there's a range of lithium-ion batteries and a range of cathodes and anode materials that you can use, so you need to pick the right ones, and I think those risks and those choices should be borne by the supplier, so that you need to make sure that the supplier that is giving you that product is warrantying it and is guaranteeing that it will work in the range of temperatures that we will see in the region.
And ultimately, which way do you think it'll all go?
In this region, I would like to see we're going to scale up. Solar is going to become a much bigger part of the network. I think it's going to happen at a slightly more slower pace than it will in Europe, because it's more centrally driven here, whereas in Europe it was more privately driven, and that happens quicker. I still think gas is going to play a key role in the region. It's going to be one way of balancing the intermittency of solar. I think also I would like to see, and I think it's going to happen, more interconnection, more flows of energy across the region. That is something that I would like to see much more of, and I think that will happen.
Fascinating. Brendan, thank you very much for joining us.